What is going on, Who Dat Nation? So let's get this started, man. So this week we have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I'm fired up for this game. So this should be a pretty easy game. I think we should blow them out, personally. I'm not a fan of Jameis Winston. He had a pick six his last week against the against Titans, and he just really didn't look that good. I just don't really care for him at all, and he is now the quarterback I hate the most out of all the quarterbacks in the National Football League, and that's saying a lot, especially since some are not the fan of the other quarterbacks in our division. But guess what, y'all? He's now number one most hated quarterbacks, in my opinion, that I hate. So, without further ado, let's get into why I hate this guy. Well, first of all, his character, I have major issues with it. How he conducts himself, the stuff he got into in college, crab legs, the assault case, the obscene gesture, obscene word, and whatever he said at that student hall place. And just the way he acts he just acts like a clown. I think he's a disgrace to the National Football League. I think, man, I was rooting against him so much in college when he was at Florida State. I was like, please, someone just beat this guy, please. And thank goodness Oregon finally decided to beat him by Mariota decided to beat him 59-20. So I just think when we play him, I want us to beat him like that, because I just can't stand this guy. I mean, I thought quarterbacks supposed to be role models and stuff. This guy's definitely not a role model. All the stuff he's gotten into, I think he should be in jail. If I was commissioner, he would be in jail for 10 to 15 years and wouldn't get reinstated. So yeah, Big Ben wouldn't be playing if I was in that too. So since he was also a person who did similar actions that Jameis Winston did, even though he was pleaded not guilty to the charges, I think it was because he was a star quarterback and they wanted to cover up for him, and they wanted to charge him. But if he was some bum, they wouldn't really care. So. And just the way he acts on the field, his immaturity really shows. I know he likes to play at the media. He has always that smile on his face, but I just can't stand the guy. He drives me insane. Insane, man. You don't know how I'm a Michigan fan, but the way he when Oregon beat him, it was miraculous. He played in the ACC, so he didn't really play anybody. He didn't play in the SEC or Pac-12 schools or Big Ten schools. So he played 3 good games his entire career. Oregon, which got beat Auburn, which Auburn should have won after that magical season they had against Alabama and Georgia, and then who else do they have? Oh yeah, and then Clemson, we had Todd Boyd. But they're talking about, oh yeah, he can read defenses and whatnot. No, he can't. He can read defenses in the ACC. I mean, do you see how many picks he threw last season? Everyone's like, well, he still made up and made his team come back and win. He's not gonna be able to do that in the NFL. This is the problem. Oh, he's such a god. He brought him back in the pathetic ACC, which was the weakest. Yeah, it was the weakest Power 5 conference last year in college football. So I really don't take that much into it. Also, he did against inferior competition, obviously, and even getting that hole is his fault. And at the NFL level, you're not going to be able to do that. If you throw 2 picks in the first quarter, or 3 picks in the first half, you're not going to bring your team back against the Saints, the Packers, the Cowboys, the Panthers, the Falcons, the Seahawks. You're not going to be able to do that. You feel me? The Patriots, the Ravens. You're not going to be able to do that. The Broncos, the Chargers, You feel me? You're not going to be able to do that. So college is a way different game than the pros. So I don't care how... And he wasn't even accurate in college. His freshman year was good. And if he would have went at freshman year, he would probably be a better chance. But after his sophomore year, where you digressed immensely, especially in the touchdown interception ratio, it just really shows. In his first game, it showed. He likes to be like Brett Favre. He wants it. Not going to trying to make every throw and try to be like, oh, watch this, and he throws a pick 6. So good luck with that, man. Good luck with that. Just the overhypeness. Skip Bayless thinks they're going to win the division because Jameis Winston's the starting quarterback. I'm like, he's the best quarterback in this division? No. I'll give you, even Cam Newton and Matty Ice and, of course, Drew Brees are better than him. And they will be, I think everyone in NFC South agrees that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are going to finish last. I think the Carolina Panthers fans and the Atlanta Falcons fans, of course, us Saints fans, agree that Tampa's going to be like a 4-1 team, 2 to 4-1 team at the max. And they're going to be all of our teams are going to sweep them. That's how bad Tampa is. Now Tampa's offense, you could say, oh, they got Doug Martin, Mike Evans, and Vincent Jackson. You can't win with 3 players, man. Don't you ever learn? You can't win without an O-line. You can't win without a quarterback. So they have some pretty good. Vincent Jackson had Phillip Rivers. Mike Evans had Johnny Manziel when Johnny Manziel was in college. Obviously, Johnny Manziel's not as good as he was now. But honestly, that's the reason why, because they had quarterbacks that were good back then. And sorry, you can't win 3 players. It's like looking at paper. Oh, that's a good roster, but when you can't play to your potential, it's not that good. You feel me? Their defense was, Lovie Smith's a defensive-oriented coach, so you'd think, oh yeah, their defense is good. Their defense is pretty bad, to be completely honest. They get 42 to the Titans, and the Titans, Mariota didn't sit in the fourth. They could have put up 56 on these fools. They had 42 through three quarters, and they put in their backups. Zach Megaver probably played, so LSU fans are probably like, yeah, I remember that boy. So I think this is an overhyped team. Some people, Skip Bayless is out there, we know that, but now let's go talk about my team. So the Saints, let's mix up the play calls, man. Let's go throw some deep balls. Let's give Mark Ingram some more handoffs. Let's get Watson. Let's get Hill involved. Let's get Cooks. I think I said that Colston has to have a rebound game the way he played. Who else is there? Coleman. Let's just spread the field and make some more creative plays than last week, because last week was not a good play calling week whatsoever. Again, it was against a good team. This is a trash team, so I guess we don't need to do really good play calls. But I want to see some more. I want to see Sean Payton before, like the way that the coach, the genius that I think he's a top 5 coach. I want to see those kind of play calls. I don't want to see this like Lane Kiffin nonsense. Okay, you feel me? So that's what we gotta focus on. I want to see how our offense does. We should be able to be explosive. I don't want no field goals. I want touchdowns. Remember, I hate these guys, and I really hate Jameis Winston, most hated quarterback in the National Football League. So let's score some points and embarrass these guys. Defense, I want to see how our defense does, how our corners do. With so many injuries, this should be an easy game. So we could tame Vincent Jackson and Mike Evans. I don't think Mike Evans is playing. And we could stop the running game and see how that does. But this should be a pretty easy win. So I'm not going to take much into it because, this is the Buccaneers. So I think it's going to win 2 to 4 games. And I'm not disrespecting them, but they kind of suck. So let's just see if our defense can show up and our offense can be more consistent and finish drives. So finishing drives, not setting for field goals, embarrassing these guys, being a little more creative to play calls, and let's be aggressive on defense. Let's get to that quarterback. Let's get some picks. Let's get some interceptions. That's the same thing. Sorry. Let's get some fumbles. Let's get some turnovers mainly, and let's just show them why we are a team that last week was just an aberration. It isn't going to happen again. It was just a fluke. It was just a blip. We will get back on track this week against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Again, should be a pretty easy game. I want us to win big, so I'll say 35-14. I'm tempted to say 42-14 without seeing two repetitions of what I said about 42-14 or 35-14 is what I think. So let's embarrass these guys. Show them that they are still going to be at the bottom. They're going to be drafting another quarterback in a couple years. So, Jameis Winston, man, I hate you, and you're going to have to experience our... And I know, okay, one more final point. Last year we played them pretty tough. I mean, they played us pretty tough. We had Kyrie Robinson touchdown and a Kyrie Robinson